For more on this, Vedika Bahl is with us for Truth or Fake. Hi, Vedika. So, Vedika Mamdani has built a momentous campaign for himself in this New York race, but that rise has come with bruising attacks by his opponents, the Republican Party and President Donald Trump himself. Let's get into it.
Well, as he said it himself, Yinka, the name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I, and Zohran Mamdani's momentous rise in New York's mayoral race has brought with it a slew of attacks, unfounded attacks and accusations by the Republican Party, his opponents, and Donald Trump. And that's what we're going to talk about. The first unfounded claim came directly from the US president himself. Donald Trump implied that Mamdani is not a legal US citizen. Now, simply put, there is no basis to this claim whatsoever. Mamdani is a US citizen. He is just a naturalized one. Now, he was born in Kampala, Uganda, to Indian parents. The family lived briefly in South Africa before moving in 1998 to New York when he was 7 years old. And in 2018, he was naturalized an American citizen. So that makes him a legal US resident. Now, Mamdani has responded to these attacks by Donald Trump, who he has also since threatened, as he says, to have him arrested and stripped of his citizenship. Mamdani has said he will not accept this intimidation. But this seed sown by the president with that comment has lived on. Even today on social media, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of comments and posts questioning Mamdani's legality to be in the United States. But another claim that came directly from the US president, Yinka, was that Mamdani is a communist. We've seen Trump repeat this claim consistently over the last few months as the mayoral race has heated up. Mamdani has continuously and consistently self-identified as a Democratic Socialist. He has been backed consistently by the Democratic Socialist. And Yinka, I also think it's worth mentioning here that Donald Trump, he even used to attack his predecessor, Joe Biden, and call him a crooked communist as well. And Joe Biden's policies were vastly different from the politics of Mamdani. So I think the communist statement, we might have to take that one with a slight pinch of salt.
Well, Vedika, New York has the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. How has the war in Gaza impacted Mamdani's run?
Well, yeah, that is another claim throughout this campaign that Mamdani is anti-Semitic. It does largely seem to stem from his stance on Israel. He has been advocating for Palestinian rights since he was at university and has been a prominent voice for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Last year, he went on the record to say that he believes that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. But this has not won him any favours with the Republicans or certain New Yorkers as well. This is a post that Donald Trump, the president, made just today, saying that any Jewish person that votes for Mamdani is a stupid person because Mamdani is a proven and self-professed Jew hater. Quite strong words there. We've also seen attacks come from Mamdani's opponent, Andrew Cuomo, who is a staunch ally of Israel. He has said that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism and has consistently jabbed at Mamdani for this. I can also show you this example here from the Republican Jewish Coalition, which also has publicly attacked Mamdani. Even today, there were still posts about it from this account as well. But if I want to explain to you how much of a hot topic and a sticking point Israel and the war in Gaza have been in this mayoral election, even in the debate, in the mayoral debate, when the candidates were asked about where they would make their first foreign visit, Mamdani was the only candidate not to say Israel. He said he would prefer to stay in New York and engage with the Jewish community there. And that got him a lot of flack. So this is the extent that this has gone to in the New York mayoral race with Israel. But here's the thing, is that Mamdani hasn't actually said anything anti-Semitic. You know, we saw that tweet from the US president calling him a Jew hater. He hasn't actually said anything of that sort. He has said that he believes that there is no room for anti-Semitism in New York City. He has also said that he does believe Israel has the right to exist, but as a state with equal rights for everyone. And he does also have the support of many Jewish New Yorkers. So I think it's important, Yinka, to highlight here that his criticism for the policies of the Israeli government in the Middle East, it doesn't necessarily equate to anti-Semitism.
And finally, Vedika, there's been a lot of personal attacks about Mamdani's religion and beliefs. Tell us more about those.
Yes, sadly, Mamdani has been subject to Islamophobic attacks throughout this run, particularly by right-wing Republicans who allege that he has connections to Islamic extremism. I want to show you this post today just by Ted Cruz saying that voting for Mamdani would be voting for an actual communist jihadist, an America-hating jihadist. That is pretty strong words there. There's also this post here by Nancy Mace, who is the representative for South Carolina. She implied that he was connected to the 9/11 attacks. Just to note that Mamdani would have been 9 years old around the time of 9/11, so I think that one is a bit of a reach, but it's a theme that we've seen consistently. Here's a post by right-wing activist Laura Loomer, who says he's literally supported by terrorists and New York is about to see 9/11 2.0. I'll show you this one as well. This is from hard right Tennessee representative Andy Ogles, who called him a anti-Semitic jihadist and said if he loves the third world so much, we can arrange for his speedy delivery back to Uganda. So that's the kind of thing we're looking at. But, Mamdani hasn't actually, there's not really any basis behind any of these claims. There's none of those posts that we saw there have made any reference to anything that Mamdani has said or Mamdani has done. He has used his Muslim background to engage with voters and made cultural references in this campaign. We've seen videos of him speaking several South Asian languages, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, Arabic and everything. So we have seen him make references to his culture and his religion, but he hasn't said anything that would imply otherwise. There's not really any basis to these attacks by the Republican Party. And sadly, many of these accusations that are coming at him, we saw some of the examples there, many of these accusations, they just seem to be stemming from simple racism and simple Islamophobia.